everyone, and welcome to Reading with Mrs. Adams. I'm Mrs. Adams, and today I'm starting a series of videos about insects. This first video features a very gentle and friendly insect, the ladybug. Ladybugs come in all different colors. The most common is red with 7 black spots, the common ladybug. Ladybugs are considered the farmer's friend and the gardener's friend because they eat these nasty little insects called aphids that are harmful to plants and crops. I know you're going to enjoy the 4 books and the 2 poems that I have about ladybugs and insects in general. So let's get started with a classic, The Grouchy Ladybug, written and illustrated by Eric Carle. Now this story follows a very grouchy ladybug in the beginning of the story, and as he travels all around the world meeting all different kinds of animals, and he ends up right back where he started, but he's not as grouchy as he was to begin with. I know you're going to enjoy this delightful book by Eric Carle, The Grouchy Ladybug. The Grouchy Ladybug, written and illustrated by Eric Carle. The Grouchy Ladybug, written and illustrated by Eric Carle, Scholastic Incorporated. Aphids are very small insects. They suck the juice from leaves and then the leaves die. Ladybugs eat aphids. That's good for trees, shrubs, and other plants that have leaves. To the ladybugs, I have dedicated this book. 3 cheers for them. It was night, and some fireflies danced around the moon. At 5 o'clock in the morning, the sun came up. A friendly ladybug flew in from the left. It saw a leaf with many aphids on it, and decided to have them for breakfast. But just then, a grouchy ladybug flew in from the right. It too saw the aphids, and wanted them for breakfast. "Good morning," said the friendly ladybug. "Go away," shouted the grouchy ladybug. "I want those aphids." "We can share them," suggested the friendly ladybug. "No, they're mine, all mine," screamed the grouchy ladybug. "Or do you want to fight me for them?" "If you insist," answered the friendly ladybug sweetly. It looked the other bug straight in the eye. The grouchy ladybug stepped back. It looked less sure of itself. You're not big enough for me to fight," it said. "Then why don't you pick on somebody bigger?" "I'll do that," screeched the grouchy ladybug. "I'll show you." It puffed itself up and flew off. At 6 o'clock, it met a yellow jacket. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the yellow jacket, showing its stinger. You're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 7 o'clock, it saw a stag beetle. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "You want to fight?" "If you insist," said the stag beetle, opening its jaws. You're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 8 o'clock, it came across a praying mantis. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "I want to fight." "If you insist," said the praying mantis, reaching out with its long front legs. You're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 9 o'clock, it almost flew into a sparrow. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "You want to fight?" "If you insist," said the sparrow, opening its sharp beak. You're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 10 o'clock, it saw a lobster. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the lobster, stretching its claws. "Ah, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 11 o'clock, it bumped into a skunk. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "You want to fight?" "If you insist," said the skunk, starting to lift its tail. "Ah, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 12 noon, it spotted a boa constrictor. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "You want to fight?" "If you insist," said the snake, "right after lunch." "Ah, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 1 o'clock, it happened upon a hyena. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "You want to fight?" "If you insist," said the hyena, laughing eerily and showing its teeth. "Ah, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 2 o'clock, it met a gorilla. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the gorilla, beating its chest. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 3 o'clock, it ran into a rhinoceros. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the rhinoceros, lowering its horn. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 4 o'clock, it encountered an elephant. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" "If you insist," said the elephant, raising its trunk and showing its big tusks. "Oh, you're not big enough," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 5 o'clock, it met a whale. "Hey, you," said the grouchy ladybug. "Want to fight?" But the whale didn't answer at all. "You're not big enough anyway," said the grouchy ladybug, and flew off. At 5:15, the grouchy ladybug said to one of the whale's flippers, "Hey, you want to fight?" But it got no answer, so it flew off. At 5:30, the grouchy ladybug said to the whale's fin, "Hey, you want to fight?" But it got no answer, so it flew off. At 5:45, the grouchy ladybug said to the whale's tail, "Hey, you want to fight?" And the whale's tail gave the grouchy ladybug such a slap that it flew across the sea and across the land. At 6 o'clock, the grouchy ladybug arrived right back where it had started from. "Ah, here you are again," said the friendly ladybug. "You must be hungry. There are still some aphids left. You can have them for dinner." "Oh, thank you," said the wet, tired, and hungry ladybug. "Thank you." "You're welcome." Soon all the aphids were gone. "Thank you," said the leaf. "You are welcome," answered both the ladybugs, and they went to sleep. The fireflies, who had been sleeping all day, came out to dance around the moon. And that is the end of The Grouchy Ladybug, written and illustrated by Eric Carle. The second book I'm reading today, boys and girls, is called Ladybugs and Other Insects. This is created by Gallimard Jeunesse and Pascal de Bourgogne. It's illustrated by Sylvie Perrol, and it's informational text with very lifelike illustrations. And I know you're going to learn a lot about ladybugs and other insects. The Ladybug and Other Insects, a first discovery book. The Ladybug and Other Insects, created by Gallimard Jeunesse and Pascal de Bourgogne, illustrated by Sylvie Perrault. A first discovery book, Scholastic Incorporated. This is a ladybird beetle. We usually call it a ladybug. The ladybug is an insect. Ladybugs are often red with black spots. This common ladybug has 7 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like all insects, the ladybug has 6 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are many different kinds of ladybugs, and they come in many different colors. The ladybug has 2 pairs of wings. Hard red outer wings protect the transparent wings that the ladybug flies with. Like all insects, the ladybug has 3 body parts. There's 1, and there's 2 and 3. This is the head. This is called the thorax in the middle, and this is the abdomen. The legs and wings are attached to the middle part. So all the legs are attached to the middle part, the thorax right here. And as the ladybug flies, it tucks its legs up underneath its body. With its little claws and jaws, the ladybug captures aphids, its favorite food. One ladybug can eat as many as 50 aphids in one day. Near the ladybug's eyes are 2 antennae, or feelers. The ladybug uses these to sniff out the insects that it likes to eat. In the spring, male and female ladybugs mate, so the female can lay eggs. A week later, the female finds a leaf with many aphids on which to lay her sticky yellow eggs. When they hatch, the black larvae emerge. They don't look at all like ladybugs. The larvae feed on aphids. So these are the larvae just emerging from the eggs. And usually the first thing they'll eat is the egg shell. And then you can see they'll eat some of these aphids, and they've gotten quite a bit bigger. And they keep eating and eating. A young larva eats and eats. As it grows, it sheds its too tight skin. When it is time to change into a ladybug, the larva attaches itself to a leaf. Its old skin splits off once more. Now the larva is called a pupa. The skin becomes a hard, dry shell. Inside the shell, a ladybug is forming. About a week later, the ladybug pushes out of the shell. Its body is soft and yellow and damp. Soon its outer wings become dry and hard and turn red with black spots. Some birds think the brightly colored ladybug looks good to eat. They soon find out that they are wrong. When a bird attacks, some ladybugs turn over, become very still, and excrete a bad-smelling liquid from their legs. There's the liquid. Many ladybugs hibernate during the cold winter months. There's some ladybugs hibernating in the hollow part of the log. They find a warm, safe place in the hollow of a tree or under a pile of leaves. They nestle together and sleep until the cold weather is over. Then when spring arrives, they come out to look for a mate. Let's look at some other kinds of insects. The scarab beetle feeds on cow dung. It rolls balls of dung between its strong legs. Here's a rhinoceros beetle. And this is some long-horned beetles have antennae that are longer than their own bodies. You can see their antennae are very long. And this is a bombardier beetle. The Colorado potato beetle loves to eat potatoes. Ground beetles usually hide under stones during the day. Most are brown, but some are bright colored. There's a purple one and a green one and a brown and kind of a greenish color. You can find all kinds of ants almost anywhere you look. And there's kind of a yellowish colored one, a black one, and red ants. Many grasshoppers are well known for their buzzing songs. They make sounds by rubbing different parts of their bodies together. Remember that all insects have 6 legs and 3 body parts. 5 of these animals are not insects. Can you find them? So you just have to look and see if it has 6 legs and 3 body parts and 2 antennae, that's an insect. So this looks like a wasp. It's an insect. The seahorse. No, it's not an insect. Here's another little, it looks like an insect. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs up and 2 antennae, so that's an insect. How about the butterfly? Yep, it's an insect. It has 2 antennae. Antennae has 6 legs, 4 wings. Yep. How about this? No, there's no legs, so it's not an insect. Is this an insect? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs, 2 antennae. You can't see the body parts, but there's the head, the thorax is right here, and then the abdomen is the bigger part right there. So that's some kind of a beetle, and that definitely is an insect. Is that an insect? No, you're right. It has only 4 legs because it's not. I think that's some kind of a lizard or a salamander or something. Is this dragonfly an insect? How many legs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. A head, a thorax, and a long, skinny abdomen on that dragonfly. That makes it an insect. How about this? Looks like a mosquito. I see 2 antennae, sorry. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 very long legs, some shorter wings, and 3 body parts. 1, 2, and a long abdomen. So there's a head, thorax, and an abdomen. Yep, so that's an insect. That's a turtle. Is a turtle an insect? No, it only has 4 legs, so it can't be. How about this? Looks like a wasp. How many legs? Count those first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 legs and 1, 2, 3 body parts. Say it with me. The head, the thorax, and the abdomen. And 2 short little antennae, or antennae. So that is definitely an insect. I think it's a wasp. And this is a lobster. Is that an insect? No, you're right. It has too many legs. I think it has 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 legs. And it does have these long antennae, so that's kind of tricky, but it's definitely not an insect. It's actually called a crustacean. So remember that all insects have 6 legs and 3 body parts, and usually 2 antennae, so that's how you know it's an insect. What about these? Are these insects? These little snails down here? Snails don't have 6 legs, so they are not insects. And that is the end of The Ladybug and Other Insects, a First Discovery book. The first poem I'm reading today, boys and girls, is called Entomology. That's a big word. It simply means the study of insects. Entomology. Entomology, what a word. It's not a word I've often heard. It's something to do with bugs and bees and ladybugs and flies and fleas. I'm sure you know, of course you've guessed. It's getting to know all about insects. The next book I'm reading today, boys and girls, is a life cycle book called Ladybug. And it's written by David M. Schwartz, and it's illustrated with photographs by Dwight Kuhn. This is informational text, and it's all factual information about Ladybug. Ladybug, Science Life Cycles by David M. Schwartz, photographs by Dwight Kuhn. Everyone knows the shiny red beetle with the black dots. It's a common ladybug. Some ladybugs are black with red spots. Some are orange with yellow spots. Some have no spots at all. There are many kinds of ladybugs, and they are all welcome in the garden. The male and female ladybugs mate in the spring. Then the female lays her bright yellow eggs on a leaf. In about a week, a tiny larva hatches from each egg. The larvae look nothing like adult ladybugs. The larvae are mostly black with tiny spines and many sections or segments. As soon as they hatch, the larvae go off searching for food. Like their parents, ladybug larvae love to eat aphids. Aphids are tiny insects that suck the plant juices. Aphids multiply quickly, and they can damage crops and garden plants. With its sharp jaws, a ladybug larva crushes an aphid's soft body. Then it sucks out the aphid's juices. One ladybug larva can eat hundreds of aphids. That is why farmers and gardeners love them so much. The larva's body grows bigger, but its skin does not. When the skin becomes too tight, the larva must molt or shed its skin. It has a better fitting skin underneath. Just after molting, the larva's legs are light colored, but they soon turn black. There's a really good picture of the molting. The larva, the ladybug larva, is just walking right out of the skin that's too tight. And then you can see its legs are light colored, almost greenish, but eventually they'll turn back to black like this. The larva molts 3 or 4 times before it begins the next stage in its life. Then it cements itself to a leaf and sheds its skin once more. This time there is a hard, dry case under the old skin. The larva is now a pupa. Inside the case, many changes are taking place. In about a week, the case splits open and an adult ladybug crawls out. Its body is soft and moist. It is yellow with no spots. The adult rests as its body hardens and its color changes. The ladybug's hard front wings turn red and black. These wings lie over the ladybug's back like a shell, and they pop up when the ladybug flies off in search of aphids, its favorite food. It's a really good photograph of a ladybug eating an aphid. When cold winter weather arrives, ladybugs seek shelter. They crawl into a pile of leaves or under a moist covered rock. There they hibernate or sleep through the winter in a red and black heap. When spring comes, the ladybugs will come out and look for mates. The ladybug life cycle will begin again. Can you put these in order? So when you put these photographs in order, you're actually putting the pictures in the order of the ladybug's life cycle. What happens first, what happens second and third, and so forth. So if you think back, what picture happened first? And which one do you think happened second? And what do you think was third? Which was fourth, fifth, sixth, and then last? Let's see if you were right. So here's the answer. So first, it would start with the eggs, then the larvae, and then the larva grows bigger and bigger. Then it forms a chrysalis, or in this they call it a case, a hard case. Inside, the transformation begins, or it happens, transformation occurs. They call that metamorphosis. And that's what happens. The ladybug eventually crawls out of the case or chrysalis, and then there's the adult ladybug eating an aphid, and then there's many ladybugs hibernating together. So that's a great book about the ladybug, Science Life Cycles, by David M. Schultz. Photographs by Dwight Kuhn. The second and final poem I'm reading today, boys and girls, is called Ladybug. And it's one I wrote many years ago when I was teaching my kindergarten students all about insects and ladybugs. I hope you enjoy Ladybug. Ladybug by Robin Adams. Ladybug, ladybug, ladybug so pretty, crawling on my finger, you look so itty-bitty. You fly from leaf to leaf, looking for some food. Aphids are your favorite. They taste so very good. The fourth and final book I'm reading today, boys and girls, is called Ladybug on the Move. It's written and illustrated by Richard Fowler. And what makes this book so much fun and very unique is that the ladybug actually does move across the pages as I read the story. I know you're going to enjoy Ladybug on the Move. Ladybug on the Move, written and illustrated by Richard Fowler. Ladybug lived on a large green leaf in a quiet corner of the garden. One day she heard a hungry snail munching its way toward her. "Oh dear," sighed Ladybug. "I'll have to find somewhere else to live." She climbed down from her leaf, walked around the snail, and under a stone. "You can't stay here," said a spider. "This is my home." Ladybug walked along the path and into a flower pot. "Hey, where did you come from?" yelled a beetle. "Go away." Ladybug walked on. "Why not try the garden shed?" said a friendly worm. Ladybug walked over a hoe and along the shed floor and found somewhere soft and warm. It was a furry cat. Meow, said the cat. Ladybug jumped into a watering can. Splosh! Hello, said two slimy slugs. There's lots of room in here. Why not stay? No thanks, said the ladybug, heading for some bright flowers. Boo, boo, boo. It's too noisy in here, said the ladybug, surrounded by bees. Then she disappeared through the shed window. And back under the garden gate. Not you again, groaned the spider. Ladybug crawled under the stone. Your leaf tasted horrible, said the snail. I'm leaving. Hooray, yelled Ladybug as she hurried home for a well-earned rest. And that is the end of Ladybug on the Move, written and illustrated by Richard Fowler. Thank you so much for joining me today, boys and girls, and I hope you enjoyed all the stories and poems about insects and ladybugs. In the coming weeks, I'll have a video featuring butterflies and another one about bees. So if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, you can do so. Just tap the word subscribe right there, and that way you'll be sure to get all the latest videos with stories and poems from Reading with Mrs. Adams. One truth I want you always to remember, and that is that God loves you very much. So dare to dream the impossible, because all things are possible with God. I love you. Until next time, goodbye.